Hello everybody. So this is episode 3 of our London trip. So we are going to Windsor Castle, which is really, really pretty. I can't wait to go there. So I'm just getting packed up. And I'll let you guys know when we get on the taxi. We're going to be going for the farmland, so I'll film some of that. And then, yeah, we'll just enjoy ourselves.
In the doll's house work.
That's what
Their little books in the bookshelves are written in microscopic detail by famous writers of the day, from George Bernard Shaw to Arthur Conan Doyle. There's a special Sherlock Holmes novel just for that doll's house that he wrote. The lamps work, there's Chateau Neuf de Pape and the wine bottles. It's an incredible doll. Anyway, it's really, really cool. So when you go in, you'll be going to see all 3 of those things. It's quite easy. Windsor's not as big as you might imagine it to be, but it is a very famous castle. It has a lot of history. We've only had 42 monarchs in 1,000 years, but all the way back from 1066, all those years ago, when a man called William the Conqueror invaded Britain, defeating Harold in the Battle of Hastings, and took Britain for himself. He took England at the time for his land. And we've had loads of kings before 1066. It's just all the teachers had to get together and say, what date are we starting with? We've got to start somewhere. We can't start all the way back in prehistory with these weird kings and strange names and different kingdoms. It's just too confusing. And if you study history, you'll go and learn that a bit later. You'll go kind of back into history to Ethelred the Unready, or Edgar the Peaceful, or Alfred the Great. These are all famous monarchs that ruled over what we now call England. But the big guy was William the Conqueror, and he's vaguely related to our current monarch, Queen Elizabeth. Harry, there's currently the sons of 4 kings and queens studying in Eton. It's a very well-to-do school. Damian Lewis, famous actor, Tom Hiddleston, all went to Eton as well. Here on the left-hand side, that's the River Thames. It looks very different to the one in London, almost swimmable. And here on the left is Windsor Castle, and you can see that little tower. That was the Motte and Bailey, the mound and fortification built by William I all those years ago. Although that was rebuilt by George IV. When you see this castle, I have to remind you that in the 1700s, gunpowder was around and nobody really needed a castle because you could blow a hole in the wall and march straight in. It was rebuilt to look like a castle around the 1830s, 1840s, when it became fashionable again to have a typical castle. But in the Jacobean period and the Carlonian period, those are the times. In England, when we say a time,
I want to make a miniature model of this.
look behind you, that's how you get back.
Queen. It's her birthday. What you guys doing?
All right, everybody. So that was the Windsor Castle tour. So I brought these bottles and I collected dust in from each landmark I've been to. So here is my Windsor Castle dust. Right here. It's labeled on it, Windsor Castle. And that dust is from the very bricks of Windsor Castle stuff itself, which is really cool. And so that's a fun thing to keep with me. And yeah, sadly we couldn't film inside because they wouldn't let you. I was trying to sneak it in, my GoPro in, but I was caught. So yeah, that was sad. Anyway, I think we still got some cool shots, so I think it's still, yeah. Anyway, so that's about it for this video. And stay in touch because we're gonna film some more really cool stuff.